What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and welcome on back to Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. I almost said Clara Obscure Expedition 33. I just came off the back of recording a lot of that. So, in between episodes, I did finish clearing on out this bottom portion of the map, and I did make a mistake, and unfortunately, since a couple episodes ago, I had that bug where the game was trying to save, and it was like crashing, because I assumed because I had too many saves. I was deleting my saves as I went, and I ended up going all the way down here and investigating this corrupted temple. Well, by the end of that, I had overwritten my save a bunch of times by the time I had gotten to the boss, and then I realized that we had run into a Knight of the Round Table. I initially went in there for a bounty, and inside there was a Knight of the Round Table that was Percival. Well, we killed her, and that's not the big problem. It sucks that, again, I missed a Knight of the Round Table for you guys, but it got even worse than that. So right after she died, we got a quest for a corrupted goddess down there. Basically, when we killed her, we got one half of a menhir right, which I assume would have been for the quest for Maggot if we had gone to his hut and continued that like we were initially doing. So I have one half of the ritual done, and there's no way I can get back to that because I was deleting my saves as I went. So no more exploring off camera, I guess. Or at least no more exploring inside locations. So sorry about that. There's nothing I could do about it. I overwrote the save. But for this episode, we have a bounty that's going to take us inside the Red Death infested castle, and we also have this quest down here in here too. So I figured I'd just get this little fortress taken care of this episode. We'll go in here. We'll smoke some Red Death infected. Get a couple quests done, then we'll wrap up. Probably not too long of an episode today. I'm gonna miss on that one, huh? If you're wondering about this little guy, so I got this little guy. I went into a cave in Act 1, then there's really nothing to report on. There's just a statue and an egg. Well, randomly yesterday when I hit a bonfire, the egg hatched, and now I have him. Now we have a pet following us around. It doesn't seem like he helps us in combat, and it doesn't seem like the enemies are interested in attacking him in combat either, so he's kind of just, he's just there being all cute and shit. The infected skin. I don't know what kind of crafting it'll be useful for, but it will surely be useful for some. Take all on the Red Death infected because their gear is worth a whole lot of cash. So we take all on the ones with armor on. Worth a lot of money. And we gotta get our money back up anyway, so. Man, this dash build is obscene. To the point where I almost feel like they're nerfing this. There's no way they wouldn't, right? Yeah, there's no way they don't address this. Too strong, too strong. Especially on single target enemies like that, because by the time they've even considered trying to get back at you to like return the blow that you dealt them, you're already gone. Like you've been dashed out. Don't want spoiled meat. I do want free archery skills though. Iron ore, sharpening stone is good. Great health potion is good. Definitely will always take cooking supplies too whenever that pops up as an option. We do have points available, but that's not a new level up. I just didn't spend my points from yesterday's affairs. I'm saving, trying to decide. The main stat point that we saved, we used our skill points, I just didn't spend the main stats. So, we circle back around. Yeah, there wasn't a way for me to get up there, I don't think. I think I had just skipped it to mosey on the other side. Oh no, I guess there is. No, there isn't. Never mind. Yeah, it's still got to wrap around to the fortress. So come on up here. I think they're giving us... Let's pay attention to the XP we get on kill of these guys. 250. And we're about to hit level 40, actually. I have no idea of the level cap, but... I did nosy into the Steam achievements, and I saw that the last achievement you get for levels is 50. But there's no way, because this is still Act 2, early Act 2, I think. And for us to be about to hit 50 in mid-Act 2, then there's no way that max is 50, right? Because then we'd have no level ups to gain for half the game. A whole lot of Red Death in here. Red Death as a concept is really cool to me too. Like seeing what it does to these people. The way their skin becomes all like cracked and almost like rock. It's very cool. I hope we're gonna learn more about the Red Death. So up there is our target. Customs note, entry 312, date, 1st of Rowan Moon, 5:30, Inspector Jareth of Camelot, runestones, Dalriada Forlorn Swords, quantity 30 stones, condition well preserved, tax levied 20%. Remarks, runestones should be evaluated by the Royal Seer, possible use in fortifying city defenses. Yeah, I want to... Those enemies look like they're running to give us a smoke. I want to be as thorough as possible as we explore inside here, because... we might be able to find in here some kind of note on... God. Getting a little hectic for my liking. Everybody we aggroed. What's our weight at? Our weight is at 136. Okay, we can keep taking the geared ones. Jesus, dude. Looks like there's one more coming down here for us, too. Customs note. Entry 26 day, 11th of Rowan Moon. Inspector Brianna of Camelot. Golden Nuggets. Dalriada. Forlorn Swords. Forlorn Swords. 25 nuggets. Unrefined. Varied size. 25% tax left. Or levied. The quantity of golden suggests... a new vein has been discovered. Dispatch scouts to confirm. So they just decided to go steal where the Dalriada were getting their stuff from. Gareth of Camelot. Iron ore. Dalriada Forlorn Swords. 300 ingots. High quality. Minimal impurities. 15% tax levy. The shipment shows evidence of superior smelting techniques likely derived from ancient methods. Recommended closer monitoring of the Dalriada mining operations for potential technological acquisition. And they levied less taxes from the higher quality goods and more taxes from the lower quality goods, which is a little strange to me. Cedric of Camelot, copper ore, 500 pounds. Moderate quality, 10% taxes levied. Ore requires significant refining. Recommend establishing a local smelting facility to reduce transport costs. And enchanted artifacts from Deirdre of Camelot, Dalriada Forlorn Swords. 5 artifacts intact. Faint magical aura. 30% tax levied. Artifacts to be transferred to the Royal Mage for further inspection. Potential for significant magical research. So were those magical artifacts to blame for some of this? Well, I'm confident that most of this fort isn't going to be a problem. I think we just killed like 300 men, so... or 300 things that used to be men. Is he saying Lord of the Rings? They were once men. Offer a sacrifice to men here. Oh, we got a skill and attribute point for that. But just 10 health. No, don't get up. I would like you to stay on the floor. Must swing on my pet right there. Oh yeah, weight wise. 237. Okay, now we gotta stop picking just like random shit up. Let's try and get to our target first, huh? Before we head into the castle proper, let's go kill his ass. And then I'll worry about getting into the castle and dealing with the rest. We live that. Yes. This guy is just willing to eat up the Red Death infection, huh? Oos.
I've had worse.
Prove it. I don't think he had worse. I gotta be real. I don't think he had worse. Let's take care of whatever the hell this is. So we've had this quest for a hot minute. There's the random Red Death guy. Get off my lawn. Doesn't go where I wanted it to go anyways. Had to jump down regardless. Yeah, I'm a little curious about the quest that I'm currently doing, but it also might have potentially large consequences, so... Because the guy that was telling me to do this ritual was clearly out of his fucking mind. Way down. Okay. Well, at least there's a fast travel here, so I don't have to deal with that elevator every time. We're in a tool house. Let's not explore too much, because he might make us go that direction.
You were awaited. In the past, in the present, and in the future. All stages have converged into one. And here you stand. Welcome, hollow shell. It is time to begin the next act of your journey.
Who is Ignatius, and why did you choose to pass the gift to him?
Ignatius is but a corpse now, walking his own path toward grace. But his journey nears an end. He survived because he was the only one prepared to become a hollow shell. I chose him to carry the gift forward, to pass it on to someone he deemed worthy. It seems that someone was you.
Well, I definitely don't want to become like you. What do you want from me?
A humble soul is awaited by the bleeding heart of the plague. Someone who evaded its grasp. Someone who defied the destiny laid before them. Her name is Una, an old widow in Kuna. But she is not alone. There is another. One whose choice led you here.
Ignatius, the man from the hospital.
Yes. Him. His role as the hollow shell must end. His purpose is fulfilled. He is no longer needed.
I wonder if this is this game's equivalent of the Dark Brotherhood questline.
I have found a servant whose perfect obedience will enact the will of Prophet Kai and the heart.
What fate awaits Una?
She will die in her sleep, and she will find peace in death. For those who defy their destiny cannot depart with joy.
Why do I have to do this?
The gift you carry is only the beginning. Much within you must be purged before you achieve perfect obedience, before you are ready for the final act. Now, receive the mark of the plague. Pass it on to those I have chosen. When their fates are sealed, return here for the next step to be revealed.
I gotta be honest. Taking this plague and passing it around the city like a peace pipe, I'm kinda not down with all that. I'm really not. Okay, so we saved before we came in here, so maybe we just take this to its conclusion. But I also wonder what happens if I tell him to piss off. What happens if I tell you to smoke yourself?
Weeks, months, years may pass, but you will, in your End it now. Close your
He's telling me to smoke myself.
But know this. Someone else will take your place. The heart bleeds.
Oh, so he still gave it to me. Miscellaneous. Okay, so even though I told him I wouldn't do it, he still gave me the mark. So I guess there really isn't any backing out. Okay, well, let me check down here first. This guy might be the reason that whole castle fell to the Red Death. That honestly might be his doing. Because I assume this is the Red Death that I'm spreading here. The Mark of the Plague. I don't want Kuanok to the fall. Or maybe the Mark of the Plague just... Because he said something about passing in her sleep. The guy in the hospital was a scumbag.
You doing okay?
So he can get it. I don't care about that. Like, the guy in the hospital is the reason I have this mark to begin with, so I don't mind taking his life.
Spare a coin for the hungry.
It's where this whole place can fall to the Red Death, potentially, that I start to have an issue. But I guess we'll follow this out and see what happens.
Do you hear it? The silence, from which the word shall emerge.
The one has instructed me to pass this on to you.
This mark? No. But I don't understand. I was told to wait. An empty shell. Just as it was said. Why are you doing this to me? Why, when I gave you such a wondrous gift?
I'm sorry, Ignatius. This was the path destined for you.
It's hard to hold faith in destiny when staring at the mark of the plague. But I must remain strong. I must remain the hollow shell. Perfectly obedient. I am a corpse, anyway. Go now. Let me think.
Okay, that's him. So he just dies in his sleep. It's crazy that I literally just handed it to him. Like, I'm just like, here, hold this, it'll kill you in your sleep. And he's like, okay. That's kind of wild. I expected some kind of trickery or reaction as soon as I passed it to him.
You shouldn't scare an...
Una, I've been sent to deliver this to you.
The plague's mark. So, it has come for me at last. I always knew it would.
You seem very okay with this.
For my family, but never for myself. Perhaps this is why.
You don't seem afraid.
Why should I fear what is certain? We're all born with one guarantee. That life will end.
It's a fair assessment.
All-Mother gives us a path. But she never promised it would be long or easy. If I was meant to fall with my family, then perhaps my time has only been borrowed. I will not fight fate, nor resent its messenger.
This is kind of like the Black Hand quests in Elder Scrolls. Is there anything you wish me to do?
No, my prayers are said. My heart is prepared. Thank you for bringing me this warning. It's more than most receive. Go now. Death will come when it's ready. There's no need for you to linger and watch.
I fulfilled the one's orders. I should return. Okay, how did we get back up to that fast travel? I think it's around this ways. Too bad I can't hand a couple more of them out, because I'd like to give one to, well, a couple of the Red Priests, actually. Those fanatics I don't like. That's a perversion of doctors and medicine that I despise. Dragging people off to the asylum, saying they'll be cured, and then torturing them into insanity. I'm not a fan of the red priests at all. If I can handle that, I'll handle that. I hope I get the opportunity to burn that to the fucking ground in this playthrough.
You are back.
It is done.
Ignatius, Una, these souls have taken their first steps onto the path that leads to the embrace of the bleeding heart of the plague. Soon they will begin their final act.
One last mark of the plague remains.
Give it to me. Seal my fate as well.
What happens next?
You shall begin your final march toward your destiny. You will witness what was ordained for you long ago. From the moment you first arrived at the island asylum.
How do you know I was at the asylum?
I can feel it. You were sick. You carried the plague. It was your destiny. Fate, however, steered your path in another direction. For a time, yet here you are, a lost child, making its way home. And so, my final act unfolds. Let us close our eyes together.
I'm again teleported off somewhere. Sure am. Looks a lot like the asylum. What did we get ourselves into? You get that feeling like you might have made a mistake. The rivers of blood and being back in the island asylum is certainly making me feel that way. Stop that shit. Okay, we're big over encumbered. Let me look at some of this. You're worth 2,000. You're worth 750. You're worth 450. So we can drop some of these. That plague wraith is a chunky boy. I'm a little concerned about the fights in this place now, thanks to him. The first enemy that's had some damage resistance against me. He's prepared for my bullshit. And you are?
I'm sorry, Wanderer, but you cannot rest here. Not yet. I sense my brother's soul within you. The pull of his destiny is stronger than any of our desires.
Brothers like Arthur? You're Arthur's sister?
I am. Well, his half-sister. A very important distinction at court. To Arthur, though, I was always just sister. The one he liked. Not only loved. I stood by his side, listened to him, and spoke my mind when he needed it, and when the visions came. I was the only one who understood. They weren't just madness. My poor brother. I couldn't bear to see him suffer. There was little I wouldn't do if it meant I could help him.
What visions are you talking about?
They came with the plague. The land was ravaged by sickness. And Arthur's mind was plagued by waking nightmares. He heard a voice, clear as any other, calling to him, relentlessly, day and night, begging him to return to Avalon. Oh, but how does one return to a place they have never seen before? He'd come to me in the dead of night, afraid he was going mad. But I knew better. I heard it too, though faintly. To me, they were merely echoes of a distant despair.
And did you manage to help your brother?
In a way, I think I did, but even now I'm not sure. I followed the visions, though most of the court thought I'd lost my mind, or that I'd secretly caught the Red Death and it had taken over my senses. Sir Estor was one of the very few who believed me, and the only one brave enough to join me on my pilgrimage to a plague-ridden land. The visions showed me a place of beginnings, bathed in creeping scarlet. So, that's where we went.
What did you find?
The bleeding heart of the plague. With every step, the voice grew louder. And when I finally saw it, it felt as though it was beating inside my own chest. Each heartbeat was like a knife twisting. A festering wound that could never heal. That's when I understood. The homelands are lost, and Avalon is truly our only salvation.
Can you tell me more about that bleeding heart of the plague?
There was something almost human about it, and yet it was so terribly alien. It was like staring at your own reflection in a distorted mirror. Everything seemed familiar, yet profoundly wrong. I've had centuries to reflect on it, and I think I've almost uncovered the truth. A truth that's both simple and devastating. The heart is a grief made manifest. The sorrow of a mother who lost her child.
So the heart, the grief, and the plague are interlinked with each other?
Undoubtedly, yes. These are three aspects that could not exist without one another. There was a heart, struck by immense grief. That grief gave birth to a force as untamable, as relentless as the plague. I believe that there's no cure for such matters, except time. And time is a luxury only we humans have.
So when she says grief of a mother, is she talking about the All Mother, like the goddess of this world?
I don't know. I thought leading Arthur to Avalon would keep us safe. But then it followed us here, too. I'm not sure there's anything we can do to cure a bleeding heart. For a being that exists outside of time, with only a rudimentary grasp of mortality, there's no such thing as an end. I doubt she wants everyone else to suffer with her. She just doesn't know how to stop.
So you seeing the heart was why you left the homelands?
I saw that staying meant death for all of us. Nothing in the homelands could stop the plague. And the voice, it kept calling night and day, promising safety on Avalon's shores. Arthur once told me it sometimes felt familiar to him, though he could never say why. Even then, he wasn't sure if he could trust it. But after I returned with Estor, he didn't hesitate anymore. We sailed for Avalon, and the voice led us straight to its shores.
Are you a prisoner here?
You could say that. One way or another, every prophet becomes a captive to their followers. Some
this is
chains are
Prophet
just more
Kai.
visible than others.
That's Arthur's
The
sister.
Red Priests like to call me theirs. So, theirs I must remain.
Fuck the Red Priests. How did you end up becoming the prophet of the Red Church?
After we left the homelands, people started listening to me. Not just to my brother. It was terrifying, stepping out of his shadow. But I did my best to guide them. You see, no one becomes a prophet on their own. They're made by the people who need someone to follow. I became what they needed. Sometimes a guiding hand, other times a whip over their heads.
What should I do now?
Keep going. Take it from someone who has lived far too long. Some decisions are out of your hands. You just have to make the best of what's left. You'll do fine. You're in excellent company, after all. And, Arthur, I'm sorry I can't stand by your side this time. But know you're always in my heart, brother. This is for both of you. May we all find peace at the end of this path. Please, take care of my brother. Now go. There's nothing more for you here.
Interesting. That seems like it's the... You know how in Dark Souls games sometimes you have the ending where you can say screw it and let the cycle just consume it all and plunge the world into darkness? That seems like what that is. Red Death skills unlocked. You were meant to die. The Red Death already claimed you once, and your fate was sealed in fever and ruin. Yet by chance, or perhaps by something far worse, you were spared. Then, you returned to the place where agony once held you in its grip, and as before, you left it changed. The lament breaks most, leaves them shattered. But you've learned how to wield it for your own purpose. You have unlocked the Red Death skill tree. Bonfires are blocked here. Why are we over encumbered? What did you give me? Oh, this stuff, the Prophet's gear. So if we go into equipment, we gotta drop one thing. We could probably drop one of those big swords. Yeah, that weighs 3, so that'll take us right off the encumbered track. Okay, let's get back to the city. And then we'll take a look-see at some of that stuff. Not having any commentary with Arthur there is crazy. Red Death. Combat. Losing 1% of max health grants a stack of Lament. Lament increases damage dealt by 0.4, max 100 stacks. Killing an enemy grants 10 stacks of Lament. Dealing damage to an enemy has a 25% chance to generate a stack of Lament. Lament increases damage by 0.4. Increases the delay before Lament starts to decay. Increases max Lament stacks by 50. Critical hits grant 2 Lament. And start every fight with 15 Lament. So that's just a huge damage buff tree. Cannot lose more than 50% of your max health from a single hit. Prevents death once. Renews after resting by a fueled bonfire. Oh boy. Let's get 2 in endurance. 1 in dexterity, perhaps? Yeah, let's do that. Brass spread. For our skill trees, we should probably invest something into this lament stuff. But I also should probably... Where's my status effect one? Debuffs and 2 debuffs, perception. It's my crit damage by an extra 10 right there. Dexterity, we had movement. One-handed we were done with. Alright, so let's get... Do you want to just try some of this out? Because that unlocks both these trees. Kill an enemy grants 10 stacks, and 10 stacks from 0.4. That would give us... 1.4% damage? No, that's not right. 0.4, 8, 12. So we'd get like 3% max damage every time we get a stack. I actually don't think that's worth. At least not right now. Okay, well, I'm gonna hold those skill points while I think about what to do with that. But first things first. Man, I can't believe Arthur has no commentary on that. We need a merchant, and I also need to wrap the episode, because this has been going for a while compared to how long the other ones went. So I'm going to wrap this one up here, everybody. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, please do check out those links in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned, and I'll see you soon with more Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. Take care, everybody. Have a great day. Peace.